Hello, everybody. How's it
Hey.
going? Welcome
Woo!
back to Separate Sons Presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. We're excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Wildmount and Marquette. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I'll be playing Orgoth Skullcrusher, your half-orc, half-drow, all badass battle master.
Da-da-da-da-da. Uh, uh, Ross, we picked a new card because the other card was like kind of lame. I don't know if you saw that in the...
Whatever, I
Okay,
didn't. That's fine. So this is it's gonna be an improv.
okay, it's totally fine. Um, Orgoth, which do you value more, vengeance or forgiveness? And how does this value impact your day-to-day life?
That's okay. That's a really good question. I think it's probably forgiveness, but like one time, right? So everybody deserves a second chance. But I would rather, try to before things get bad, make sure that maybe someone didn't do something accidentally or say something they didn't mean. I mean, my mama taught me to forgive, so that's what I practice. But then if they go against that, well, then it's fair game. They brought it on themselves.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Jaiden playing Lapis Prismawing, your local reborn wizard of smut. Oh, I can never forgive. Ever. And how does that change the way the world works around me? Well, I don't give a shit. As long as I can get to my goddamn goal of getting that vengeance.
Vengeance. Okay, we got
Hi,
one forgiveness,
everybody.
one vengeance. So,
Oh, which is that? So we're keeping track. Okay.
yeah.
Name's Ross, playing Wilvan. Your Ghostwise Halfling Bard. Again, still reading it. Sorry. And I, I think that question would be obvious when you're asking me. Vengeance is my game, so to speak. I think that's probably because I've not had much experience with forgiveness in receiving it or giving it. Vengeance always came easier. And how does it affect my day to day? It is my day to day. That's why I'm here, and that's what gets me up in the morning. And I'm this close.
Yep.
What's up, everyone? This is Jaime. I'm playing North. You know who that is. At this point, we're at episode 53.
Sorry, who are you? I don't know who you are.
West.
I try to value forgiveness more. However, I tend to act upon vengeance a lot more than I would like to.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing about reaction, really. You don't want to seem weak. You don't want to forgive and forget. So either you forgive, and you fucking remember, or you clap back real fucking fast.
Nice. That was a great question. Dermot is all about forgiveness, and what kind of day would he have if he was going around like, you suck? He could never say those words. So Dermot is a good boy. Is there anything we need to talk about before we dive in? Well, let's go. If everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep, episode 53, Diplomatic Immunity. So last time, a group of mages from the Cerberus Assembly arrived on Corel and presented themselves to Jamon Sa'ord in court, willing to offer support in the efforts to explore the sunken city. They also brought with them a Speak with Dead scroll and wished to find out what had happened to one of their own who had been murdered and dropped off of a building into a passing carriage. They also mentioned that they had read recent court records in Jamon's court and said that they found out that there was a dragon elf that had spoken to Sa'ord, and they would really, really, really appreciate it if they could speak to this dragon elf. a little reminder. Let me find out. It was Esmeralda. The names of the Cerberus Assembly mages are Cargol, a male orc, Esmeralda Albertson, a female human, Fundor, a male dragonborn, brass-colored scales, and a Martha Bayor, a female elf with white hair and brown eyes, with a pseudo-dragon sitting on her shoulder. Esmeralda has cast a detect magic spell and has been kind of scanning the crowd. And when their eye kind of goes across Laphus, they're blinded for a moment from the jewel of three prayers. Jaman sits there and thinks for a moment and says, that is indeed true. What business do you have with said dragon elf? And the Cargol, the orc, says, we believe that this dragon elf may have had something to do with the destruction of our embassy here in the city.
Can we hear this conversation?
Oh, yeah, because this is like in the middle of open court.
Wilvan, Laphus, are you near Wilvan?
Yeah, I was right next to you.
Yeah.
Wilvan is not dumb enough to like make a big show. He keeps his head forward, but he slowly moves his foot over and just crushes one of Laphus's toes while he's looking over the banister.
You could hear an actual cracking of the bones, and she just looks down at you with a smile, just like. But she's not saying anything.
Jaman says, what evidence do you have? And Cargol replies, if we could speak to you privately, perhaps we can. And Jaman says, we are in open court. This is a legal proceeding by law, by my law. I would hear this evidence.
This whole time, I'm just having a shit-eating grin, just staring at him.
Laphus, make a perception roll. Wilvan too.
10 for me.
10.
Where is my perception? That's a 12.
Okay. Laphus, you think that Jaman has clocked where you are? Just like a quick, not really like any sort of communication to you, but just sort of like looks up at you for like a half a second.
Okay.
And looks away, but does not like let on that they have seen you.
Okay.
Cargol says, Cargol says, the evidence we have is we have witnesses that say that that this dragon elf was present sometime after the crash. And Jaman says, "Well, provide these witnesses." They have deigned not to arrive with us here in the city. They were afraid for their lives from this very person. Do you laugh out loud?
No, but I am laughing within.
Okay. Well, then we have nothing to speak of any further. This dragon elf has presented themselves to me as the leader of a village and has the same diplomatic immunity that you all do. I can ask if you wish to meet with them, but it will be on neutral ground. I will give you my announcement and send word later today. And you definitely get, Laphus, you definitely get a glance like, I'm going to talk, like from Jamon, just looking up for a second. I need to talk to you. That kind of thing.
She's just gonna like give like a little like wink.
Yeah. um, in any case, I will have my Hand of Ord see you to the crypts, to the crossings of Eventide. That's what they're called, the crypts where they bury them into the cliffside. Crossings of Eventide. I will have my hand direct you there and provide you protection as you cast this. I believe you have a cleric with you. It's like, yes, I was hoping to hire one once we arrived at the guided district, I believe it's called. Cargill says, and Jamon nods and says, thinks for a second and says, it is customary when we welcome new important, very important people to our city to have a reception. Perhaps we should meet tonight at, I believe, a lovely place called the Lollyho would be a lovely place to have a meeting, and perhaps I can persuade this dragon elf to attend. And Cargill says, that is fine. And they do not look, and he looks kind of like not pleased at all, because he can tell like what's going down. Fundor has kind of clocked you, Laphus, and is looking up at you.
I do a little like what's like a little half-assed wave and just kind of give like this shit-eating grin. Like, you're not gonna fucking do shit.
Jamon stands up and says, if there is nothing further, I will be inviting members from the Crystal Chateau to come to this reception to speak with you about Kael Morrow and their expedition. And perhaps some other experts that I have on call can be there as well. And Cargill says, that is fine. And he's like ready to go. He's just like, stands up. And everybody's like, in that case, I will send word and I'll have the Hand of Ord pick you up at the embassy tonight. They get up. And everybody kind of like gets up as they stand up, as Jamon stands up. And Jimishaga hits her staff on the ground, like ring, boom, kind of echoing out through the stone hall, and says, dismissed, and nods, and Jamon kind of nods and stands up, and they walk out. And everybody gets on their feet and starts walking. Fundor still looking up at Laphus. And Wilvan, you can see this. And they don't move. They're just staring at you, Laphus.
Is Fundor the only one left?
No. He's the last to leave. Cargill and Esmeralda are starting to make their way out. Esmeralda is leaning in and talking to Cargill. And Amartha is like the first one out. But Fundor, last one to leave, kind of looking up at her.
Oh, she kind of like slides her hands off of the balcony, and then before she completely disappears from his view, she flips them off and then heads out.
Okay. And follows the rest of his party out of the chamber.
Witnesses?
They're so lying. I was invisible the whole time.
Laphus, they know you're a dragon elf. They know that you were there. They pinned you at the embassy.
Yeah, but you heard them. They're not going to bring their one witness who was the one that I totally killed.
Look.
Wilvan, make a history roll.
Damn. Getting all my shitty rolls out of the way. That's a 14.
That's not shitty. The
The roll was shitty, and my modifier is great.
um, the Cerberus Assembly, especially when it comes to like important people in the assembly, they are quick to resurrect somebody. They will cast Raise Dead. They will spend the money. They will make sure, like, if somebody gets killed and they want to find out some information, they will make sure that they are resurrected as quickly as possible.
So, would this witness that you've confidently killed perhaps be the body they're looking for? With Speak with Dead scroll in hand?
Oh, no. From what I heard, that body is the one that the Veil people killed and just dropped on my doorstep as I was heading back to the inn. Totally different person.
Your dirty laundry.
No, that one's someone else completely different.
Son of a bitch, Laphus.
It's not my fault. Walcott keeps going after me.
Well, you're lucky you've got the confidence of Jamon at the very least. He's the only one protecting you right now.
That's why I can do these things.
Laphus, if the Cerberus Assembly gets their hands on you, what they're capable of, what they've done in the past, it transcends life. It can be worse than death. So, what is your plan if they get you, if they win?
That's the whole confidence they won't win. And if they do, have a way out. It's fine. And you won't be implicated. None of you will.
Listen, there's nothing else the Cerberus Assembly can do to me, and that's why my whole purpose of being here is to take them down, is to kill every single one of them if I have to. But this, they don't often go country to country, place to place, looking for their kid. They have people for that. They send out lackeys and grunts, and when Cerberus Assemblies themselves show up, that means something. So either you're hiding what you've done, what you've really done, how you've truly pissed them off, or they're here for more than one reason.
Well, I did kill someone, and that person was the one who had my leg, has my other leg, so I still need to find her.
Okay.
Aside from that, I still don't know why Walcott's trying to keep tabs on me. But the Veil has been absolutely just wrecking the little spies he sends. I have not touched them.
Walcott was not at this meeting, just so you know.
Yeah, I'd see that spindly ass hair anywhere.
So the Veil seems to be making themselves great enemies of the Cerberus Assembly.
At least for their little spy minions, yeah.
We might be able to use that to our advantage if we're looking to take them down. Well, excuse me, I don't mean to bring you into my I don't know, what do you say, plans? I'm trying to find the right word. It doesn't matter.
Machinations.
Exactly. Thank you. I don't mean to bring you into it all, but
I was going to take down the Cerberus Assembly. They were not going to bring back my leg, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I get in there, if we can truly take them down, that makes you whole, number one. It gets them off all of our backs. It gets them out of the Empire. It gets them off of King and he stops himself and he says, it just does, it does more good than hurt. I don't want to have to do this alone because I'm not sure I can with them. They're willing to send out 4 actual robed assembly members, then their ranks have surely grown since I was there last. If the 4 of us could get in there, and we could take them down from the inside, and now his attention has shifted away from Laphus. If we could, if as long as they don't recognize me while I'm here, as long as I can get out of Anchorel and get inside, and then he kind of trails off and yeah.
I think the only problem would be north. They seem very hesitant with this, even coming here. Which is weird, because you would think that they totally just want to come in and fuck shit up.
I can't count on North wanting to do this with me. I can't ask them, and I've no reason to believe they'd say yes.
Orgoth would totally go with us, though.
I can't do that, Laphus. I can't conscript 3 of us, leave one, but like we've all got a reason to be here. I've made promises that I've got to keep. And
what's North's reason for being here? Did they ever tell you?
If they did, it would not be my business to tell.
Fair enough.
But my situation just seems to, it feels like it's getting further and further away from me and out of my control. I started this with a plan, and I had a way to do it, and has it gone off the rails?
Yeah, that teleportation to a whole different continent just really, it really threw you off the track.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore, Laphus. Where are we? Where have we been absent-mindedly walking to?
I mean, you could either have stayed in the balcony and let everybody leave, or you could have walked.
Yeah, I would have walked. Probably.
I feel like this is like a walk and talk.
Yeah.
Maybe by now we're outside, like on the way back to.
Yeah, there is a line of the carriage from the embassy has already left with the assembly members. However, there's a line of people lined up to get carriages back to wherever they're going to. A taxi stand.
It seems foolish to waste this opportunity. 5 of them, at least, are here.
Well, apparently they want to talk to me, so if I have that audience, and you're not allowed to be there, is there anything you want me to say to them, ask them?
Woman thinks. This is with almost a shimmer in his eyes. Says, let me get back to you on that.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't gonna go, but if you need something, I'll do it. Sure.
Well, you can probably expect a message from Jaman. He seems willing to ask you at the very least.
Yeah, I'll wait for that. That's a future Laphus's problem.
Wilvan laughs at that.
I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get a carriage.
You're finally to the front of the line. That conversation went on for a bit, and then you get to the front of the line, and the carriage rolls up.
Right.
Where to, ma'am? Miss? Sorry.
The Cool Flame? Cool Flame.
Hop on board. And you head that direction. Okay. Orgoth and North, where are you currently? It's the morning, I think. You went over to Mystic Pursuits, right? And
we went there and did some business, and then I think like we were
Heading
I
back.
guess I go back to the cool flame, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
we're in the carriage on the
for-
way back.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
so
got my freaking like nosebleed / drool / psychic.
yeah.
Oh,
damage
that's right.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah. So you are like at a stop sign basically, and you see a carriage in front of you, and you see Wilvan and Laphus in it turning down the street to get to the cool flame, and the carriage you're in gets right in behind it, tucks in.
How far are we from the cool flame? Can we tell?
About 10 minutes away.
Hey, I'm gonna grab my my sending stone. Hey, tell your driver his brake lights are not working.
You have you're muted.
Sorry, Wilvan takes that out of his pocket and he just hands it to Laphus. He says, "You're the pilot here."
I look over at him and I just look over because I didn't hear it.
No.
Wilvan heard it. And so she's just
Oh.
like, what was that? Over. That's it.
I'm not answering that. I
I'll-
made myself very clear first time.
Can I communicate with the driver?
You can message spell. You can like if you can see the
No,
driver.
with our driver. With our driver. of
Yeah,
ours.
I mean
Can
you can just yell up, or
the
you
window
can
or yell,
yeah.
Hey, driver, there's an extra 2 gold in it for you if you beat that carriage in front of us to the silver flame. Like if we get there first.
The cool flame, the silver.
The cool flame, 2 gold.
Okay.
If you get to the cool flame first.
And you hear, yeah! Y'all can actually, he's shouting loud enough, Wilvan and Laphus, that you can hear behind you. Yeah!
You can see the horse like buckle up and
What
start
the
heading after.
hell's this going on?
15 on
Let's
the
flip them
animal
off, let's flip
handling.
them off.
Do we see them?
Yeah, because they
It's in the window.
and you see North and Orgoth passing you in the carriage.
And
I
Orgoth's
firebolt the
"Yeah!"
carriage. I firebolt the carriage's wheels.
What? Okay. Make it a hit roll.
Fucking property damage, let's go.
Let's do it. That is 25.
Roll your damage.
Laphus.
Yes.
It's already done.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So much of a shock.
Jump on top of that. Yeah, Wilvan's like,
That is 14.
14. Okay, so the carriage driver who's on top of the carriage looks over, sees the firebolt come out of the window. Phew. What'd you do to piss off those people?
Well, like nothing. They're our friends. I just thought it'd be fun to have a race.
We're on fire! I have to pull over! And he pulls over. And grabs some.
I'll
we
jump out
just
and grab dirt
slowly-
and throw dirt on it.
Yeah.
We just casually pass by. I'm like, hi.
Slowly going by.
Wilvan's pointing at Laphus as they do.
They get the bucket of water. There's like a big water skin that was for the horses, and he
How
pours it in the bucket.
far are we at this point?
You are probably about 5 minutes away. 5-minute walk.
I'm gonna take the walk. Like, I'm not even looking back. I'm starting to walk.
And Orgoth will stay and help the guy put out the fire, and then he'll ask him how much a new wheel costs.
It's 4 gold, 2 silver.
All right, so I'm gonna give him 10 gold and apologize. I'm really sorry that happened.
Most excitement I've had.
Fun to race them. I didn't mean for your vehicle to get damaged or anything. I'm really sorry.
It's fine. I think you need to get some new friends though.
Yes.
He's not
It took me
wrong.
it took me a long time to get these. I don't think I could get more. At least not.
That's kind of sad.
Soon.
And he
Okay. Thanks.
he takes the money and goes to he just
He calls AAA.
he calls AAA is what it basically does. So, and you have to walk the rest of the way. Eventually, all four of you get to the carriage pulls up with Wilvan and Laphus. You get out, and North, you come around the corner and you see Laphus and Wilvan getting out and walking into the cool flame.
That was her, as you well know.
Yes.
But in her defense, you can't spook her like that.
Spook her.
Well, the horses did rear.
Ooh.
Wilvan starts laughing under his mustache.
Oh, that was funny.
Define funny.
Orgoth.
I mean, I'm laughing. So is Wilvan.
Orgoth, you get there.
Are you okay? Because like I don't. That was us. Maybe you didn't see that was us. I know you've been attacked a lot lately. I'm sorry if that was a bad idea to try to like race past you. I thought it'd be fun to have a race, but I guess not.
I don't know.
You
usually
shat all over his fun.
I don't know. Usually races involve two people knowing that it's gonna be a race.
Well, North and I knew it was a race.
Eh.
Yeah, but then
That's
what
two
about me and
people.
Wilvan? And the other driver?
That'd
You
be
don't know
like
what kind
six people. That'd be like 6 people.
You don't know what kind of day that other driver had. You
Well, we
just
know
ruined
that
it.
the kind of day our driver had now.
Yeah, that's true. I think it might be worth an apology, Lapis, if you ever see that guy again, and perhaps to these two if you're so inclined. But
I paid the guy. I paid him
Wow.
to get a new wheel. It's okay. I gave him money.
Let's
I
not force
apologized.
her out of her comfort zone. She probably doesn't know what apology means.
Oh, I know what an apology means. Doesn't mean I'll give it.
Spike comes over. Are we horsing around today? What's going on?
Can I slap him
Yeah.
for that comment?
What can I get for you?
Is it too early for an ale?
Nope.
It's never too early. Ales all
Okay.
around. So
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I think 2.
just two.
Because,
Just 2.
North is saying no, and Lapis again will remind you that she does not drink. So.
Well,
It's bad for your health. You die earlier that way.
Spike goes away very confused and brings over 2.
Can I have a mocktail?
Wilvan dives into his. He throws it back and takes a big couple gulps.
By the
No.
way, Spike, where's our tab at right now?
Oh God.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. It's not that much. I mean, a tab's probably only about 15 gold, 20 gold at the most.
I'll cover that.
Yeah.
Now the tab is at 0. Thank you very much. I give him 25.
Okay.
Wilvan
Oh, thanks, North. I'll get it. I'll get it next time.
Nah.
Wilvan finally finishes the chug and wipes his mouth, burps. Cerberus Assembly's looking for Lapis, and he goes back into it, and takes another big swig.
Are we surprised?
I don't know. That's pretty funny. He is drinking a lot.
And as he slams it back down on, he says, "There's 4 of them,
4.
fresh and dying Corel. 4 we haven't seen before,
So probably 6.
at least."
Great. You can tell them to buzz off?
We
I'm
didn't
gonna
get
be
a
having
chance.
I'll be having an audience maybe with them.
Huh.
Is that a good idea? Like, if they're after you?
I mean, I'm under Jamon's protection. Plus, there's some things that I need to ask for a certain someone. She
How far does
glances
it
over at
extend,
Wilvan.
however?
Hmm?
How far does that protection extend, however?
Oh, to the point where they can't do anything to me here. They can't force me away.
Then I would tell you to avoid going to the embassy at all costs because technically it's not in Corral.
Oh, I know, but I need to go there anyway to grab my other leg, so.
So wait, these guys have your other leg?
The person who I killed, they raised her back up, I'm gonna guess, and Walcott wants to, I don't know, he keeps sending spies. I don't know why.
You're in deep doo-doo, jeez.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Okay, so Walcott is trying to get you, and Cerberus Assembly, they just showed up, and they're trying to get you. And there's somebody you killed who's not dead anymore, and they have your other leg. Do I have it all right so far?
Yes, and she's back at the Empire or something. She was too scared to come back.
Should we be talking about this in this room?
Nobody else is here except the bird.
Wilvan just kind of laughs. He says, oh, what does it matter? Roses finishes the stein.
Wow, you're in a good mood.
It matters, Wilvan, right? We don't want to accidentally have people hear about it that shouldn't, and then that makes it harder for us to do what we have to do.
Laphus looks over at the bird.
Loose lips sink ships.
Wilvan kind of does a spin in his stool, and he says, "I've got my own personal spy, at all times."
You just hear a slight chuckle back in the deep recesses of your mind.
Well, I'm going to take plausible deniability on this, and I'm going to leave. If we want to talk about this, let's find somewhere else.
You hear horse...
What?
Outside, you hear horse hooves. And this older gentleman wearing a salt ward badge steps off of the horse and comes up to the doors and opens it and goes inside. The Ember goes, "Welcome to the Cool Flame. I thank you for learning that. Yes, I am good. Bird, bird, bird." And the older man, he's a human, white, kind of like shaggy hair, slight mustache, very neatly trimmed white mustache. Has a sword badge. He's like, I guess I've come to the right place then. My name is Conrad Covensteel.
Okay.
And goes up to Laphus and says, "Welcome to the circle."
She just stares at him like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And he pulls out a letter, and it's got Jamon's seal stamped onto it, and hands it to you.
She swipes it from his hands and just opens it.
And he nods and clicks his heels. He's like, "Be seeing you around, Rainbow." Turns around on a heel, walks out, gets on his horse, rides away.
Rainbow.
Was that? What the fuck was that?
Rainbow?
What?
That's like the second sassiest person I've met this morning.
Who's the first sassiest?
You're like super sassy today.
I'm gonna read the note.
The note is an invitation from Jamon. Says, "I will be attending. I saw you in the audience. I will be attending this meeting. It is a reception. Norse Mother will be there. Hamoin will be there, along with the Cerberus Assembly mages. I would ask that the entirety of the Favoured Few be there as experts in the Kael Morrow that might be able to answer any questions." Sorry for
right.
signed. Sorry for Conrad. I'll send someone to explain later.
They wrote this in the message and then sent the guy anyways.
He's probably the only one around.
was like, ah, yes, added a line and then handed over the paper teams.
Well, Jamon wants us in this Cerberus Assembly audience thing talking about Kale Morrow. North, your mom's gonna be there, I think.
Oh, well, great. She's going to be there and I won't.
He wants everyone.
I'm not the one basically sucking on some.
Look, I could give less of a shit of Kale Morrow and what happens down there, but
I kind of have to go back down. I want to see this Elixian shit through so that we can stop having all these visions and all that.
plus, I feel like we should stop the Cerberus Assembly from going down there.
Yeah, I just don't want to see them.
Well, you're gonna have to buck it up.
I don't know. I'm not the one at Sword's beck and call.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
Cerberus Assembly is going to find us sooner or later, North. All 4 of us. You know that.
I know that. I just want to delay it a little bit longer.
Well, it looks like they're done delaying because they're here. And they want
Yeah,
Druidium.
they are. How does that make you feel, aside from the day drinking?
And he kind of shrugs, very nihilistically. Says, the solution has shown up in our backyard, has it not?
Solution to what?
What if they never make it back?
There are only 4. There's more where they came from.
And they're making enemies while they're here. The Veil is sending spies after them, is in their business. And when someone's in their business that they don't want, that's the mark. If we play this under the radar, we might be able to get rid of 6.
How many were back home?
Wilvan doesn't have an answer to that one. Since they sent 4 in one shot. No grunts. Mages.
Wilvan, you know from past history, and Jaime, you might be able to, are the assassins the Empire sends called Volstruckers? What?
Yes.
Okay.
The fucking Volstruckers. Yes.
Yeah. You would know that if they wanted somebody dead, they would send Volstruckers. They would send an assassin.
Fucking yep. Well. Anyways, there's still more back home. Doing shit to people I care about, so. I just want to be done here and then go home. And it seems like they're adding more on the plate, and the plate is already pretty fucking full.
We get rid of these. It destabilizes them at the very least. And at the very most, he kind of looks at the rest of the crew. He says, it starts a war.
Or they'll know it's us, and you're very aware that they have someone I care very much about behind bars right now, and they're going to take it out on him.
I know that.
Now, do they know specifically you are related to him, or?
Absolutely, they do.
I would have thought you'd be in disguise then for all this shenanigans.
I could. But they could see right through it.
And I don't know how it works, but like, did they know like winter north, but not like summer north?
I still have the
Or,
same
like-
freaking bone structure.
Okay, but you look different.
I mean, at a glance, sure, I look different, but if you look a bit further, I don't look the same.
You could always grow a beard.
No, I can't. I absolutely can't. I've tried, and I can't. The most I get is that like soft little disgusting stash.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's a no for me, dog.
I would wager that Ravana has already taken shots at your father.
Yeah, you would know that.
Yes, I would know that. What I'm saying is that anything they've got to throw at him, they've likely already thrown it. And you're not going to save him from Ankarel.
But I could make the situation worse for him from Ankarel.
Then we get rid of the witnesses. Everyone that knows you're here, of the Cerberus Assembly, we take care of. Walcott included. They've got enemies here in Ankarel, not just us, and that's assuming they know we're here. They'll assume it was the Veil. They'll assume it could be a number of people here. They could assume it was Jaman himself. But regardless of what we start, if we do it under the radar, then we're no longer the mark.
Yeah.
At least for the time being. Which buys us time, which buys your dad time.
Yeah. I gotta get him out of there somehow.
Will you come with us?
Will you come get him out of there? After all that?
The job was always to go back to the Empire. That's always been the plan. Couldn't avoid it forever.
That doesn't answer my question.
Yes, I will help you break him out.
Alright then. Yeah. Let's fucking do it.
Wilvan puts his hand out and he says, "To the end?"
Yeah, to the end. And North is going to shake it. No crunchy this time, no squeezing. Just
And
an actual handshake.
Wilvan doesn't do anything shifty with his eyes either. It's a deadlock.
Oh. They've come so far.
Everybody take inspiration.
I already have one.
Well, too bad for you.
I think I do too. I never use that shit. I always forget about it.
Oop. You know, failure is sometimes funny.
Orgoth, you get a message from Question. And you hear in your head, Feather is in your area. Is it okay for her to come by now?
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm at the Cool Flame.
Are you okay?
Just have her come by.
Okay. And she sends another message and says, it'll be about an hour.
He doesn't say anything back.
Did we figure out when we're going to be having to go to the Lolly-Ho?
You'll probably get it's actually probably would have been in the invitation would
note.
be in the note. So
Okay. When does it say?
8 p.m. sun when the sun sets.
So,
Alright.
what do we got on the list? We got Lapus's legs and whatever other missing parts.
I just have the leg and the torso left. Well, or out here. Still missing the heart.
We have kicked the assembly's ass thoroughly for Wilvan on
It
the
was
list.
possible.
Orgoth, what you got? No, figure out the whole like BG stuff, okay? And we can add to the list breaking a criminal out of jail. So that's cool.
Who said that I was ever gonna break a person out of jail?
Well, Wilvan, I got you. Orgoth?
Yeah, sure.
That's my papa, if that can soften the blow a little bit.
Well, I'll be around.
Do we want to convene before tonight?
I think so.
Or at least get our story straight?
Yeah, we don't even know what they want to know.
Well, they want to talk about Kale Morrow, at least in this. I don't think they're gonna talk to me specifically about
Not-
private situation.
We're not the archaeologists there. We just went down once.
Yep. Well, they still want us there because we are Kale Morrow experts, whatever that is.
Ooh, we're so good at that.
Hey, anything to stop them from going down there and grabbing some rudium, right?
Yeah.
Rather them not have it, since apparently
Oh
it
gosh.
heightens your power.
Ugh.
If we can keep them from going down there at all, then they've got nothing. But if there are 6 robed members here, then they've got their own walking amongst us in everyday clothes.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot. The list seems to be getting longer. Do you think only 4 of us can do it?
I'm pretty confident.
I mean, we've beaten the odds a few times already. Orgoth?
What?
What's going on there?
Oh, I just kind of tired of getting shit on today. But yeah, sure, whatever you guys need.
Getting shit on?
Yeah, basic respect, that kind of stuff. I know you're not used to it with me, but it's kind of hit a little bit today. Anyway, I got Feather coming by in about an hour. She's going to try to help me understand what the back of these medals say. And Wilvan, you need help. North, you need help. Laphus, you need help. You know that I'm here. If it takes an army, I'll go back and hell, by that time I might raise the Skullcrusher clan.
And Orgoth gets
Right.
up and walks off from the table.
He was in a pretty good mood in the beginning, even after getting that fire in.
I'm going to go ahead and say somehow that's our fault.
I don't
You
know,
think-
man.
Do you think we take advantage of Orgoth?
I don't ask him for anything.
I don't think you have to.
I mean, if
Mm.
anything, if he doesn't want to and he would have said something, I wouldn't.
I mean, I thought we'd been there for him for that stuff and for other stuff as well.
Oh yeah. I don't know if Orgoth went to his room or where he went.
Yeah, where did you go, Orgoth? Upstairs?
Yeah, he goes back up to his room because he wants to go check on Parker.
Okay.
She's gonna just be like, give me one sec. Go upstairs, grab the books that she had gotten, and just place them down on the floor. Give only just 2 knocks before walking off.
Okay.
He'll check the door like after a minute.
You open it.
These books are there.
Stack of books about various historical books about betrayer gods.
He'll take them and kind of doesn't even think about it. He just puts them on the bedside table, and he's back under trying to get Parker and Parquet.
Parker and Parquet.
They're both on top of the little picnic basket.
Parker and parkour.
Ah.
And they look up at you as you come in. They kind of like, Parker tilts his head.
Hey, Parker, I've got somebody coming that's gonna help us talk.
Nods excitedly.
I'll get everybody when that happens so they can ask questions too. Because I'm not always the best at, I guess, making myself clear.
Nods and crawls into your hand.
And he'll sit there for a while on his bed with Parker. Just kind of like absentmindedly scritching.
You look over, and in the up part of the corner of the room is a pretty decent size web. And you see Parkour, whatever we land on, asleep in the middle of the web.
Cool.
Maybe a little bit bigger than you last time you saw her. Okay, back downstairs.
I didn't mean to assume that he'd be along for the ride. Maybe I should have asked him.
I don't know, maybe I've been a bit abrasive with him this morning as well. Look, I'm not someone you typically look up to when it's a lot of pressure. And I just told him to just like stop hyping me up so much, maybe a bit abrasively, you know? Maybe it just... That's not how I work. And it just probably came out wrong.
No, likewise, I'm not used to someone having my back so consistently. I mean, I look over my shoulder and there he is. I'm in trouble and there he is. I need something and there he is. How do you thank somebody for something like that? How do you get used to that?
I don't know. Like, I've been used to like working with the team, sure, but it's not. Even my husband wasn't that much like of a hype man. Jeez.
Yeah. Neither was my sister.
You know, just come downstairs and I just sit back down. So what are we all talking about?
Family. Kinda. Or then whatever is going on upstairs. I don't know.
Did you talk to him?
No, I just dropped off some books that I managed to scrounge up for him.
And maybe he needs a little break. Also, to just cool down.
Hell, I need a break from us.
It seems like we don't pick when we take breaks, though.
No. Why start now?
It's gonna keep on going and going, and at some point we're just gonna...
So I guess when the situation demands it, we gotta respect it, and
yeah.
Orgoth needs a break. That's fine. Wilvan calls the bartender over.
A Spike comes over.
One more for me, and just send one to Orgoth's room if you mind.
You got it. And goes and pours you a drink, puts it on. Anything else for any of you?
On me.
A virgin strawberry daiquiri.
It will take a moment, and I will have to grind the ice myself. But
Yes. I will. Normally, how much would it be?
Probably
Like a few silver?
it's a probably like 5 silver. Yeah, it's a bit of an intense process for a little
I'm gonna
place.
flip him a gold.
Okay. Like you see him go out, he grabs some tongs from behind the door that was in a bucket, and goes out and goes to the corner and comes back with a big block of ice in the tongs and goes
Yep.
in the back.
I'm flipping him a gold for all that work.
And you just hear like he actually like comes out, pours an ale, puts it in front of Wilvan, has the other ale in his hand, and goes upstairs and knocks at the door. Orgoth, I've got an ale for you.
Yeah, just leave it.
And
Thanks, Spike.
you hear a clink on the floor and steps going away. By the time he finishes the virgin strawberry daiquiri, he comes out with it, and there's a little like frilly green something, it's like all fancy, and kind of presents it. And it's like, here you go, Your Majesty.
I'm gonna flip him another gold. I feel so bad.
And by the time he does that, you see this woman come in. She's like blonde, curly hair, feathers in it, kind of just random feathers sticking out, all different colors. Comes in, leathers, a light half cloak, and she's like, "Hi, you're Orgoth's friends. Hi, I'm Feather."
Hey, he's upstairs.
Okay, excuse me, and she heads on upstairs.
And Orgoth was kind of keeping track of time, so will probably meet her in the hallway.
Okay.
And he's like,
Yeah, let's go downstairs because
and he's got Parker with him, like on his shoulder.
Who are you? Oh, you're cute. Oh, she seems very excited about Parker. Laphus, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was gonna.
we're gonna.
Sorry, go.
No, I was literally just gonna make a little comment of should we have warned her that he wasn't in a good mood.
Oh, maybe.
He called her.
And they come.
She'll
You
be
see,
okay.
you see Orgoth and Feather come back downstairs, and Orgoth has Parker and the baby on his shoulder, little baby spider.
So Feather, what? I'm sure Question told you, but what I need help with is us being able to talk to Parker,
Oh, of course.
and I know that.
And he looks around the table. He says,
I know you all have questions that you want answered that I have not been able to answer very well. So we're going to talk to Nevermore, and whatever we can get answers of about where he is and what he's doing. We should do that. Maybe we should go upstairs, though.
as he looks around the bar, and whether there's people there or not, it's just a common area.
Yeah, still the middle of the early afternoon.
Lead the way.
So you
So
go.
he'll head back up to his room,
Okay.
and whoever follows and wants to be able to ask their own questions.
Yeah, you go
come along.
upstairs to Orgoth's room. Feather, you see her kind of like doing kind of like the Petsy thing, where it's like kind of like taking her finger and kind of like to Parker, and Parker's kind of like tilting his head, confused. So tell me what you know about these spiders, Orgoth, Feather says.
Okay, so Parker is just the spider like representation of actually a drow elf that is somewhere else. And this is how he gets here. But he's still him. So before I knew that, I called him Parker. But their name is Nevermore. So we want to be able to have everybody be able to talk to Nevermore and ask questions, because he knows more about, a lot of stuff.
Well, I believe that, and she actually pulls out some scrolls, and she goes, "Okay, this will take a second." And she reads off the scroll, and the scroll disintegrates, and she touches Orgoth on the shoulder. It's like, "You'll be able to understand what's being said if you let me cast this on you." And she goes up to Laphus. "Is it okay?"
Go ahead.
And she casts, using the scroll, touches you, gives you the ability to speak with animals. This is the same
I
thing.
immediately grab Ashes and I'm like, "See what's wrong, sweetie? What's going on, my little schnookums?"
And how would Ashes respond in the voice that you used for Ashes before in the Netherdeep's pet episode?
Ah, mother.
Yeah, basically, he
Oh,
you could
mother.
see his tail wagging around.
North, is it okay? And Feather holds the scroll up.
I don't think I have any questions.
Do you want to hear?
You don't want to know what Nevermore says about where he is, what's happening,
Yeah, sure.
both, all that stuff. You guys grill my ass on it all the time. This is me trying to make sure you understand, because obviously I'm not doing a good job of telling you. So I just want to
Orgoth,
get
fucking
an answer.
chill.
Um,
We're doing our best here.
Mother, what is wrong with the humans?
I don't know.
And
I really don't. I don't question
Yep,
these
yep,
things.
yep, back and forth.
Actually,
Feather-
Orgoth understands.
Yeah, or North, she casts the spell and gives you the Speak with Animals trait. And she goes to Wilvan and casts Speak with Animals using another scroll. And then she casts one on herself using her own spell abilities. And she's like, goes up to the spider. It's like, "Hello, Nevermore?" And you hear Nevermore's voice, really small and tinny. Hello. And "I can't believe we didn't think about this earlier. This is brilliant. I can speak to you. No more yes or no questions." And his voice sounds a little older, aged, you know.
How long has it been since I was there and you gave me the medals?
I've been doing some research and I found out the reason why, but it has been at least 300 years.
Oh,
Bro.
okay.
When the device I had that allowed me to come into your world was broken, it released the connection between our worlds. And before, when I had the device working, our connections moved, the worlds moved at the same time. But once that connection was broken, the device was destroyed by the guards. Time sped up for me. And he points, he puts out a claw to the baby. "This is Eleonora." And then Eleonora is just kind of rocking in the web. "This is my granddaughter."
That's really nice. Is it? So you must be somewhere safe if you have your granddaughter.
I found a new place and was able to. I was in prison for 75 years.
For
For
taking the ribbons.
For taking the ribbons, yes.
And
They still are kind of watching me which is why I didn't want to go back. Though I am stuck in spider form here.
So we tried to figure out what the ribbon said. I had people look at it and try to help, and it seems like it's something about being some kind of protector of a city.
The king of the city, whenever they don the armor and don the ribbons, they vow and make a vow to protect our city.
Are you aware that you gave this to someone who was ignorant of the meaning of these medals and of this armor, and basically whatever it's kind of a role that's being
I thought I would
forced
be
on
able
that
to
person?
I thought I would be able to communicate their meaning to them later. I knew the armor had something to do with the medals.
I just want to know, like, what the fuck the end game's here.
The end game is I'm reaching out to another world.
Yeah.
We have been trapped here in this for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to go somewhere you've never been to explore? I would love to be able to go out as one of you and explore this brand new world I can't go to. But
Do you know the status of your mother goddess here?
Oh, Loth? We have not heard from Loth in 4,000 years. Some people have stopped worshipping her because there's been no word. We have just been told. The ancient texts say that we were just to wait for her call to return.
Mm-hmm. Reliable goddess, is she? She's called back, right?
I mean, is any god really reliable?
Honestly, I
hope
believe
some
in
people-
science over gods and goddesses.
The thing is, you want to explore this world, whatever it has to give to you. But what are your goals with our big buddy over here?
Orgoth, he's my friend. And I want to help him. I may not be able to help him much longer if we lose connection again.
Did you build another device?
That's what I built a
connection
small device. It's hidden in the caves outside of the city.
You've waited 300 years to reconnect.
I've tried to. I was in prison. It's taken me that long to mine the materials, to research, to build a more stable device.
Or
I've been working that and
just
raising a
good
family.
buddy?
And raising a
Wha-
family.
But why Orgoth?
He has the armor. Whenever I make the connection using the device I built, whenever I pop out as the spider, Orgoth is there.
Mm-hmm. Because you
Did
don't have a
Mm.
you-
choice.
It doesn't connect to anybody else. And it's more to the armor than it is him.
So your allegiance would go to whoever the fuck is wearing that.
Allegiance. He's my friend. It's not like, Orgoth, are you my friend?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've been trying to figure out what the armor is, and then like you showed up, but as a spider, and then I figured out you were, well, you. And I got worried when you got jumped by a bunch of guards. So I guess that makes us friends.
I thought that maybe, because I knew that they belonged on the armor, I remember seeing pictures of it. Our first king wearing it.
Yeah, what was the name of your first king? Was it Vanir?
It was.
Okay. And do you know, like, where the armor came from? Like, was it made for him?
I believe it was made for him, yes.
But, like, by who? Is there in your history books?
The history says that it was granted by good mother goddess Lolth herself.
Okay. Guess that kind of tracks. So what do you think I'm supposed to do then? Like, am I supposed to, like, come save your city or something? Like, I don't understand what
I just want to...
this oath is.
It's a big fucking order.
I have been mapping, and my grandfather before me, my family before me, we've been mapping the entire city, the entire cave complex. There are no exits. The entire city is trapped here.
Like, do you even know where here is? Like,
no,
where's here?
I don't know. That's the thing.
And who trapped you? Why?
I don't know. The only history we have is that the city was founded in the depths of the Underdark in order to save and serve Lolth when she called for us.
I'm sure you're gonna tell me that it is. But releasing you all, is it safe for the people out here at all?
I guess so. I mean, I don't... It's been 4,000 years. When I'm in the city, I go down to the coffee shop and I just go and meet some friends down there and have coffee and talk, and we sometimes play games. Everybody I know is nice here.
Insight check.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I do not know this spider. I am very sorry. 15.
He's being truthful.
Oh, okay.
Nevermore, do you have, does the city have an army?
We have a police force. The guards. There's about 10,000 people in the city, and maybe like a few hundred guards.
And like, who runs the city?
There's a town council. We have a mayor.
Democracy?
We have elections every 5 years.
Holy shit, you don't want to come out here.
And you say everyone in the city is there waiting for Loth's call.
No, that's just our history books. A lot of people just think it's just a strange myth.
So do you have a choice to answer that call? Because where I'm sitting, 10,000 people ready to save and serve Lolth when she calls for them is an army.
All the books I have on Lolth here, all the stories, and all the people who interviewed our ancestors. He looks up at you, looks very seriously, and says, "Was Lolth a bad person? Were they
Wolven's
evil?"
eyes dart to Laphus, dart to north, and to Orgoth.
Evil subjective.
I mean, we do have a few books if you are able to read common and you can like flip through the pages with your little spider
It's really hard to
hands.
read words when our eyes are so close to the page out here.
I'm sure we can manage something.
I mean,
Yeah,
I may
so-
have 8 eyes, but I cannot see. Also, I'm getting old.
Here, Lolth is called a betrayer god.
Who
and-
did she portray?
Unlike everybody, I think. Yeah, it's like where we are right now, for example, like worshiping Lolth is illegal, and she's definitely represented as not a good god, and has kind of been.
Are there any Dralvin out there like me? You've never heard
Yeah,
that
there's
word?
drow.
Dralvin.
There's drow.
I've-
There's drow elves here. Yeah, I mean, I'm half drow. My father was a drow.
We're called the Dralvin. It's the Dralvin race.
We may have some differences in vocabulary, maybe. I mean, the words seem to have the same root.
A lot of people didn't believe me when I told them that there was another world out here. And I had to prove it to them that I was right.
Well, how'd you do that?
They still don't believe me. They think I'm some crackpot.
I wonder if introducing your people to our world is the best course of action.
I imagine that, honestly, I was just hoping to find a big enough hole that me and my family could come through.
Wilvan looks at Orgoth and says, I worry if the portal that you find and choose to use brings you here. And I don't mean any disrespect, but Orgoth was putting that quite nicely. In our books, love is a means of destruction, torture, bloodshed. Blindly following Lolth in our history ends well for no one.
He kind of shrugs and is like, honestly, I don't know what to believe. You say Lolth is real? I always thought it was a myth. Like some
It's
sort
hard
of...
to say. Orgoth might know more than I. It's hard to say what's real and what's not. She certainly bears an influence.
Are you saying that
if she's not real, then I don't know what's been contacting me, who's been doing it. Lolth is real as far as I can tell, but I'm in a pretty different circumstance.
maybe she's out there and not in here?
I look over at Feather real quick. How is she listening to all this? Like,
She's confused, but kind of like doing one of these, like, chin on her hand.
She's watching a freaking whole freaking.
She just came in
movie
halfway
right now.
through the movie, so.
Yep.
How Nevermore? How is it that I can go there sometimes?
That was the device. I was trying to make a portal so that my family could come through, and I just couldn't get it to work right, and it was causing problems, and it was putting out so much magical energy that the authorities were alerted, and so I had to move it several times. And then when I found that I thought that maybe getting the metals to you would help stabilize the connection.
Yeah, I don't know what the metals do other than I don't know. They look good and they belong there. That's
Yeah.
certain.
The only thing I know about the metals is that our king, well, our mayor, the word is translated both ways. Our mayor makes a
It's okay to
vow.
have a monarchy in your past, and then you change systems in the future. Yeah.
The
Societies.
the mayor places the medals on their person, wears them in that position, points to the armor, like where they are, and makes a vow to protect the city.
So, so the mayor can't do that now. Does that mean I'm mayor of your city now?
Have you made a vow?
I didn't make a vow.
I don't know.
Do the items are really relevant to make a vow? You can make a vow on anything if you believe.
Orgoth, make an Arcana check.
5.
You
Use that
you-
inspiration.
are you wearing wearing the armor?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
Okay.
Excellent call. 18.
18.
Good call,
Nice.
Laphus.
The
And I'm wearing them, yeah, because
Yeah.
I've got the armor on. So.
when you're talking about a vow, you feel the metals vibrating on your chest plate.
Okay. Oh, that's a little weird. The metals are kind of vibrating whenever I'm talking about a vowel. Yeah, just did it again. Okay.
Careful, Orgoth.
Maybe we want to try to avoid that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what are you hoping I can do? Nevermore, like get your family here? Is that what you're trying to have happen?
I hope so. That would be nice. I wouldn't be yelled at. I wouldn't be made fun of. My son was bullied at school because of who I am.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
it.
And suddenly you hear the little baby spider. Grandpapa? Oh, it's so loud. I'm trying to sleep. Can I go back to sleep? Eleonora, it's okay. It's okay. Love you. And you see Parker kind of go over and kind of nuzzle Eleanor's head.
A huge fucking risk for a family to stop being laughed at.
Is it really a risk, though? Just getting a small... There's going to be spiders.
Are they? We don't know that.
There's
I was
spiders
hoping
now.
the portal would open up large enough that the device I made seems to draw upon our history and who we are and transforms us as spiders. It was the only way I could get out of the armor.
Because who knows, once this is open, if it'll close when we want it to. If it'll only let a few people that I'm sorry, I don't know you. And I'm not someone who trusts as easily as someone else here. I'm sorry, Orgoth, this is
Yeah, that's me. I'm the
Yeah.
trusting one. That's me. Yeah.
you trust very easily. I fucking don't.
They're not asking for your help, though. They're asking for
They're
Orgoth's
not.
help.
They're asking for Orgoth, but I just want everyone to know that, like, to think about that. Really, like, there might be a risk.
Do you think that if we come back, that
Everything has a risk.
Lolth is going to take over our minds and make us fight?
That could be a thing. I don't know.
Could also be a thing that doesn't happen. It's all up to chance.
I just saw, like, we just had a big, like, competition called Web Ball, and it was like there was like several hundred people came to the stadium and watched it, and we all cheered and had fun and had a picnic
That's
on the
in your
lawn.
world. Who knows what happens in the world where maybe the big bad might have access to you?
Parker, when you're here, do you feel like someone is trying to like connect with you or make
No,
you do stuff?
no. I mean, I'm only here as a spider.
Nevermore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say you're right. Let's say you get here and something takes over your mind. The people that you live with, the people that you love,
Mm-hmm.
those that you're surrounded by every day, would coming here be worth losing them?
No.
Because the stories that contain Lolth never really say whether or not she's got a sane mind. And she's been known to turn her followers against each other and promote infighting, essentially. If those that are willing to fight for her rise up, she might ask you to rise up against your own.
And that wouldn't be a good thing, would it?
Well, that's up to you.
I don't see myself as an evil person. I'm not evil. I have a family. I love them.
I mean, no one sees themselves as evil. We all see ourselves as doing the right thing.
No comment.
I mean, we don't have a Dralvin sacrifice where I'm from. And I'm not asking for this to happen today. I'm not even asking. I'm just saying the connection is through Orgoth's armor. And if there's a way for my family to come out and live somewhere else, I mean, as the spider, I don't know what's the sun. We have stories, ancient stories about being outside and seeing the sun. None of us have seen the sun here.
So obviously, like, it's not just you, right? Because your granddaughter's here. It's just whoever's close to the machine.
If we go in holding hands, we come out as spiders. I've managed to strengthen the power of it, so I could bring my granddaughter along. I'm afraid, and you hear kind of the age in his voice as he's speaking this next few lines. He says, I'm afraid if I lose connection again, I won't be around anymore.
What happens to you when you're here? Like you're there, you. When you're here, you.
I don't know. I think I'm really out here. I plan on teaching Eleonora everything I know. That way, if I lose connection again, she'll know what to do. So I may have to say goodbye to you, Orgoth, if we aren't able to figure this out. You may never see me again once I go back inside.
Well, you just stay here as Parker, then.
I could stay here as Parker, but I'm a spider. I'd like reading. I like going down to watch the web ball. I liked kissing my wife. And he says that with a hint of sadness.
I get it. I can't risk my friends here.
I understand.
For my friend there, and
I would say as a spider,
don't know what to do about that, Parker. Nevermore.
We have time. My family has time. If it doesn't work out now, there's always the future.
Does your wife have time while you're here?
My wife passed away 15 years ago.
Could be 150 now.
If it's any consolation, if they help you, Parker, I don't care.
Who are you again?
Oh, you probably don't know me, but you know Ashes.
Oh, hi, Ashes. Ashes is like, oh, Parker.
Greetings, Parker. It's been some time.
That adventure we had together was quite interesting. Have you had any more trouble with what did you call him? The monkey?
Oh, yes.
Bongwater.
Bongwater.
Yes.
No, Bongwater has been subsided within the sewer system, I believe.
I hope he stays there.
What the they're talking about the monkey. They're talking about a fucking monkey. He's still around.
Oh, yes, that monkey is covered in those red jewels.
Oh, what?
Baby.
Did I create a monster?
Shouldn't have let that thing drown, horse.
I am.
Now your actions have consequences.
They do. I'm very aware. Damn. You forget one moment that you have a cage attached to your hip and boom.
Parker says, I wish there was a way that I could, for you to contact me, to let me know it's okay to come out. And I don't have any answers to any of your questions. I can't promise that Lolth won't appear before me the second I take on my Dralvin form.
Especially since it seems like you don't believe in her.
Science.
She gives a nod like, yeah.
I mean, magic powers are science, but it's definitely doesn't come from the gods.
Oh boy, we have a buddy who'd probably hate hearing that right now.
Or the oath rather than the god. Yeah, whatever.
I remember I went fuck the gods and he just went pale.
Um, Feather says, I believe our time is running out. Actually, the spell's 10 minutes long, so we're actually going way farther past 10 minutes.
Oh, God.
In real time. But
Time moves differently in the portal.
yes,
the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Wibbly
Story
wobbly,
time!
timey-wimey.
Orgoth,
okay,
I
well-
know that stories
Yeah.
of the jewels, stories of the metals and the armor. The armor holds great potential and power. And since we had the metals, we weren't able to activate anything. But once you attune to the armor itself, that was how I was able to make the connection to your world. That's how I was able to find that connection. If there's a way that you can attune to the metals, I don't know. Perhaps it would give you even more power. But you do not have to do this if it's a danger. I'm just saying there's more potential in those metals than what you know right now.
Wilvan would insight check that whole little speech,
Yeah, make an insight check.
especially
How
the part where he's
about-
like, "You don't have to."
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Well,
about
he's
you
definitely
just-
being kind of like concerned for Orgoth's safety. And also
about
with
you
what you're
just-
bringing up about Loth being dangerous.
Sure.
Now, how about you just say what the potential is instead of being all
Oh,
cryptic
I
about
don't
it?
know if I don't know what books I've read. It's just the first king's armor given to him by Loth herself.
I'm not used to reading spiders' emotions, North, but it seems to be telling the truth.
Man, North is putting so much pressure on the tiny spider. No wonder that monkey didn't love her.
That's a person.
So
Also-
So you're
far I
saying a
can't-
monkey doesn't count?
Go ahead.
Before I
don't
can't
know.
understand you anymore. Nevermore. I hope you and your family and your granddaughter are okay there. Like stay hidden if people are after you.
We're not in
I
any
don't-
danger.
I don't
It's
know
just
what's going to happen here.
We're not in any danger, but I have to be careful because people think I'm a crackpot inventor, and they're afraid that I might bring ruin and destruction down upon them all. And I told them it's safe.
Yeah, I think that's what people are worried about here.
Yeah.
Like, same thing.
I just remembered something else, though. I know that there's a third part to the armor that you need to look for.
Okay, what's that?
It's some pauldrons. It's like the things that go on your shoulder, right?
Mhm.
He says he doesn't really know. The pictures I saw.
Yeah, that's pauldrons. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what those are called. Yeah.
He says in the pictures, when I was doing research on the armor, the pictures I saw of the first king, he was wearing this armor and it had pauldrons attached to it. But there's no.
Are they there? Like, are they?
They're
where
not
you are?
here. They're not here. Um,
And Orgoth just kind of looks around at everyone
Yeah.
else. He's tapped.
Should I stay as a spider before the spell runs out? Should I stay as a spider? Can I stay here?
Oh, you can stay with me as long as you want to. Does anybody else know how to do what you're doing that could help you?
No. My daughter, Eleonora's mother. I'm kind of doing this against her wishes. After I got out of prison, she tried to make me promise to leave it, but I just can't leave it.
Okay.
I'll find a way to, if I never see you again, if the connection closes and I never see you again, I'll make sure that Eleonora knows how to make the connection again. And Feather's like, okay, you've only got seconds. Last comments.
Orgoth just kind of smiles and scritches Nevermore.
And the grandbaby says, bye, Uncle Orgoth. And then suddenly the spell energy dissipates. And it's just a spider. Feather's falls back, exhausted.
Yeah. Thank you, Feather. Thank you for doing that.
Are you okay, man?
That's just a lot.
Okay. I feel like I should go. I feel a little awkward.
Woman's nodding.
Okay. She stands up and says, okay, y'all are all invited to the next party we have. Bye. And she heads on out.
Take care out there.
Orgoth, I just want you to know that this is your decision. And I mean that as an overarching impression that I want to leave you. Because I know that I assumed today that you would join me in the Empire and with the Cerberus Assembly. And you're loyal perhaps to a fault, and that's what I love about you. And I know that you can still hear me. And he looks at Nevermore. And he points, he says, but since you can't speak back, looks back at Orgoth and he says, that's a good story. And it might be true. Stories can be true. Just because it's a story doesn't mean that it's made up. But that's his city. And those are his people. And just because you're wearing that does not mean that you have to put yourself in danger for his people. And I don't mean you any disrespect, he says to the spider. He says, but you've got yours and we've got ours. And he looks back at Orgoth and he says, it's not my decision. I don't know how much I trust Lolth. And I'm not going to tell you what to think, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. But it's a good story. And he's stuck on that. That's the last thing he says.
And I enjoy stories. And like I said, if you want to bring... And it's not even the whole city. It's just his family. I'm down for that. If 100% you want to help, no doubts about it, I will be here for you, Orgoth. And you too, Parker.
Parker nods.
And I think Ashes would be too.
Ashes yips.
Orgoth looks at North.
I don't trust it.
Oh, what don't you trust?
A risk that is okay to take is a risk on your own life. That is a 10,000 people risk. Be it for them or for us. Because that could work out pretty fucking well. Everything could be amazing. And they could be extremely good people. But it could be risky to just do the whole oral thing. Period. Who says they're going to be here in one piece? Spider can cross over fine. Whole fucking being? I'm not sure. Like a whole fucking humanoid person? I don't know that.
Well, Orgoth apparently went through okay.
Was it
Well,
you though?
I don't know.
Was he going
Wait.
physically? Because he went once when we were there.
Is
I
that
like
how it-
pass out and have a vision, but then the vision is that I'm there. But the last time, like I was there enough to get the medals.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a physical connection.
But was it complete?
without
then
us being
that thing
around?
blew up. Like that machine blew up though.
Huh.
So I think that's why he's trying to make a new one.
For me,
Right?
And he looks at the spider and
Big nod, big
Okay.
nod.
that risk doesn't stop with just people coming through the portal. Nevermore said to save and serve Lolth when she calls for us.
4,000 years ago.
Yeah,
That
I
sounds-
mean, stuff
Sounds
happened.
like an army.
Who knows if there's not a kill switch somewhere? And not for the people, but for them to go do her bidding. There's too much that is left to chance in that. That is my opinion. You do whatever you want with it. You're a big boy.
I always talk to Gals too. See what he thinks of the whole situation. I'm sure he knows a little bit more about Drow history.
Yeah, probably that could be a good call.
Orgoth. Suddenly, another spider comes out of your armor, a third spider.
Whoa.
And it's a little bit bigger than Parker. Kind of looks at you, looks confused, goes over to Parkour, the baby spider, kind of grabs the baby spider, puts it on its back, goes back to your shoulder, kind of looks up at you, and you can almost swear that it's scowling at you, and then goes into your armor and disappears.
There's the mama.
And that's where we're going to stop for the day.
It reminds me of like Chi-Chi and Goku. Like Chi-Chi being like, Jack needs to be studying.
Oh, sorry, things got serious there. Oh my god, this is
They
like,
have to every once in a
yeah,
while.
hardcore. Like, their story is a
Hardcore
great
parkour.
story. Oh, great job, everyone! What a great story today.
Yeah, I like when these things happen because it's it's easy to like. Of course, we're all bringing good attitudes to the game, and we're here to have fun and we're playing. But and like in that respect, it's like at the same time we're also trying to create like a reality. And
Yes.
in that reality, it ebbs and flows, and the characters like they would ebb and flow. So
Yeah.
like, man, I live for this kind of shit. I
Yeah.
like when roleplay goes
Mhm.
this way.
Yeah.
Assuming everybody is of course
Yeah.
actually okay, which
Mhm.
I think we are. We always check in, listeners. No worries, we check in with each other outside of the game.
Yes, for sure. When things
yeah,
get serious,
yeah.
yeah.
But
we check in with each other in real time during the game.
Yeah.
So,
And we
in the
just
background.
have
Yeah.
these little glances like, you good?
Yeah, and that's a, you know,
Tippity
that's a,
tippity.
that's a good game. I appreciate it, and I respect
I appreciate it too, and I just love playing D&D with all of you. So thank you so much. Well, let's go around and do our wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. You can catch me at Bill Roper or at Bill freaking Roper on, I don't know, whatever social network you're on. Sure, MeWe, you know, whatever.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Wherever you hang out, I'm probably there. Yeah, wow, this has been a good session. This has been pretty intense. As I told Ron in the background, and again for GMs that are listening or watching, I love that Ron is like, all, are things cool? Is everything okay? Are you actually okay? And my response was like, yes. I remembered during the session that Orgoth is 16.
Yeah.
And basically he got a bunch of what he was perceiving as like, hey, how come everybody's crapping on me today? So that was me channeling my inner 16-year-old. So there you go. If I think we all work super hard on trying to, as Ross said, have that reality for our characters, and I'm, as always, incredibly grateful to be at a table that lets us do that. So thank you, everybody. And thank you for everybody who watches and listens along.
Yes.
Yeah, it is very fun. And we all take it in stride whenever things happen. And we're just like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But yeah, this is Jaiden. You could find me. Fuck Twitter. I don't give a shit about that anymore. Find me on Blue Sky. I'm also on Tumblr. I forget that I have a Tumblr. Foxtrot Fallout, I think, on Tumblr.
Yeah, check out our art. Foxtrot's art is amazing.
No, it's Foxtrottle.
Foxtrottle, that's it. Yeah.
On Tumblr, and it's Foxtrot Fallout on Blue Sky. And yeah, just like Laphus. I don't care. I'm chill.
Everybody, thank you for listening. This is Ross playing Wilvan. You can find me on Instagram at GriffRM. I guess bonus points if you can still find me on MySpace and all that old shit from the early 2s.
We gotta go back there.
Can you, Matt? Wait, can we just maybe we should all just take a look at our MySpaces if they still exist.
Does it still exist? Oh my god!
I don't know. My live journal I think still exists.
Oh shit! Hold on.
We need to make a Severed Sons MySpace.
Heck yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Heck yeah, it does. I'm on MySpace right now.
Wild
times. Let's do it.
Well, while we go through that portal, thanks for tuning in. Catch us on Discord. Bring your friends because social media is what it is, and it bends to the will of who has the money. So Discord seems to be pretty stable. We're there. We're not going anywhere. And so no matter where we are, you can always find us there. So join us.
Hey everyone, I've been playing North the Eladrin Roguelock. You can find me on, sadly, the Twitter. And on Blue Sky and Tumblr as well as Suburban Cryptic. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Jesus. You know what? I'm just very surprised that Wilvan and North finally saw eye to eye on some things.
Yeah, we got there.
Just frickin' dang. How many episodes did that take? 53. We're good.
Alright, that's a big one.
Hey, so you know the drill. If you like what you're seeing / hearing here, you can head over to our Patreon if you feel like donating a few bucks a month. We have free tiers. You can have some exclusives like early access to these episodes and the episodes of the Severed Son podcast. We also have short stories. We have access to Fang's journal for the 3rd tier, I believe.
Yeah.
And also all our patrons got the extra participations in our giveaways. So
yes.
Head over there if you want to have that.
And my name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter at Ron88Keys, RBDM, and on Blue Sky as Ron88Keys. And thank you, Raija, for the bits. That was awesome. We love you. Thank you. And thank you for listening. And we had 2 raids today, so thank you for that, too. You can find Seven Sons Rhyme and the Frost Maiden podcast on any podcasting platform. You can see this episode on YouTube and the podcast a week from now. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast. Gang at Critical Role, and to all our listeners and our fans. Keep on rolling. Everyone, bye, y'all.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye now.